Every week, there are stocks that make big gains in a relatively short period of time. And finding them is actually not that hard. I'm going to teach you what to look for, the common characteristics of the stocks that make these big gains so that Monday, Tuesday next week, you'll know what to look for, get on them early, and enjoy the big gains. All right, so what is the key signal? Well, in my 35 years of trading, what I've found over and over again is that the stocks that make the biggest moves almost always start those market beating trends with abnormal trading activity. Trading abnormal volume, so much more volume than they would normally trade, and making price moves that are abnormal. The problem is that not all abnormal trading activity leads to market beating trends. And so we have to be very aware of how to look for the abnormal activity that matters and ignore the abnormal activity that doesn't. And we do that with some simple chart reading skills, which I will teach you right now. Let's take a look at this stock. This was one of the stocks we traded this week on Stockscores Active Live. My website, stockscores.com. You can learn more about these different things that we do there. So this stock, you can see, has all these pink and yellow dots on this chart. The pink dots are abnormal price movement, and the yellow dots represent abnormal volume. So if a stock makes an abnormal price gain, statistically significant, where the price movement is not something we would expect in normal trading, and I've created this indicator called an action candle, which is what these dots are. So anytime there is statistically significant abnormal price gain, you get a pink dot. If there's abnormal volume, you get a yellow dot. Ideally, we want both. But as I said, not all abnormal activity leads to market beating gains. There you can see a pink and yellow dot, but we would never consider buying there for the simple reason that the stock is not breaking from low volatility. So what do I mean by low volatility? Well, in the stock market, there's gyrations in price. Stocks will move up, they move down, but as they start to compress in their price volatility, and you can see that here on the chart, where the line that I draw across the bottoms is converging toward the line that I draw across the tops. And so at this pointy tip of the triangle here, there is low price volatility. And then we get a break from that with abnormal activity, abnormal volume, abnormal price, and that starts this stock heading higher. We found this stock in around 70, 73 cents, I think, on Thursday. And by Friday, it had gone up to $2.28 at the high. So that's a massive gain in a short amount of time. And here's the thing. I know nothing about this company. I couldn't care less what they do. What I know is that the people that follow the company the closest, that read the news, that know the company's story, when there is something exciting, something positive fundamentally, they're going to go into the market, buy the stock aggressively, and paint that picture that I look at, what my indicators look for, which is the abnormal price action, abnormal volume, and then I assess every time I get a signal of abnormal activity, I assess whether it's the right chart pattern. Now I can teach you a lot more about this. I'm doing 4 free classes in the month of October. If you go to stockscores.com, you can register for those in the upcoming events area. They're 100% free, 4 hours of free training that I will walk you through how to read charts, how to look for these things. I'll show you the tools that I've created to find these things quicker than most people. All right, let's take a look at one more example. This is another stock that we traded this week. And you can see here, low volatility, nobody cares. And then abnormal activity, pink and yellow dot. Another one on Friday morning, much bigger volume on Friday morning. And that stock at that point was, $5.75 roughly. It went to $8.46 within the day. I don't know anything about what this company does. What I know is that the abnormal activity was a real strong signal that the stock was going higher. All right, well, let's jump into the Stockscores website now, and I'm just going to show you my analysis of the overall markets. I know a lot of people are concerned that there could be a crash coming because of the lofty valuations in the market. And so I'll do some analysis and we'll figure out if that is in fact the case. And I do this every week, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I will always let you know when I see a crash coming, so make sure you're subscribed. Let's jump into the Stockscores website. And the first thing I'll just highlight, I have a free weekly newsletter that goes out every Monday. You can register for that right there. And those upcoming events that I spoke about, where I will be doing 4 free classes, you can register for those here. So the first one is on Tuesday, October 21st, and I'll teach you how to read charts and use this concept of abnormal activity. And then I'll start to get into some of the performance area about how my methods work for longer term trading, but also short term day and swing trading. But what we want to do right now is do our analysis of the market. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. And when, as I've said in previous videos, when there's a crash coming, you will first get a break of the upward trend line. So like over here, we broke down right there, and that led to this pretty strong sell-off as tariff talk was really the center of the market's attention. Well, we don't have anything like that. This market is in a nice, strong upward trend. There is no break of trend line. The sentiment stock score is very good. So I see no reason to be too concerned about the large cap stocks in the US. Now, tech stocks can sometimes be a little bit different, but in this case, it's the same sort of chart. Markets are intact, the uptrends are intact. Small cap stocks. Small cap has been doing quite well over the last few months. It's been a little sleepy over the last couple of weeks, and the reason is because the small cap index, this Russell 2000, IWM is the symbol, has risen to the long-term resistance point. This price peak from over here is old resistance, and that's just stalling the market a little bit. Not a big deal. You typically, when you rally into resistance, you get stuck at it. So we might see it just kind of go sideways here. Hopefully it breaks out soon. Moving to the Canadian market, T.XIU is the symbol for the TSX 60, and it's doing even better than the US markets. And that's largely because of gold. GLD has been pulling that mining sector that is so dominant in the Canadian market, pulling that sector higher, which is one of the reasons the Canadian market has been doing well. And then, of course, if the mining sector is doing well, that helps a lot of the banks and the economy's improving. And so you see just better strength in the Canadian market, largely because of commodities like gold moving upward. All right, let's move along to oil, which is another dominant force in the Canadian market, but oil is not looking so good because it is building these falling tops. Anytime you see falling tops, that's pessimism. And my concern on oil is it's tickling through this little support zone here. If we go to the shorter term chart, the 1 month chart, you will see that we have broken through this floor just here on Friday. It may bounce back a little bit and then cruise higher, but we got to watch for that, perhaps gathering a little bit more downside momentum. All right, let's move along to currencies. The US dollar, UUP is the symbol, and it's basically sideways. It had that downward trend obviously over here, but now we have stabilized. We are getting a compression of volatility because the line I draw across the tops and the line I draw across the bottoms are converging. So if we get a break one way or the other out of this, that'll telegraph the next leg of the move for the US dollar. Now on Bitcoin, GBTC, we have it moving up nicely this week. Actually, I was a little worried because it had broken down the previous week, but it made a great comeback. Coming into resistance, probably gets stuck there. If we look at the short-term chart of Bitcoin, the 1 month chart, you can see that nice strength this week. And so that's a nice turnaround because it was actually looking a little bit worrisome last week. And then finally, the chart of the bond market, TLT is the symbol. And it had a little bit of a jump there as interest rates lowered in the US. The market's starting to think that there could be more drops in interest rates, in American interest rates. But for the most part, we're still in that pessimistic trend. You can see that in the long term. We are in this long-term downward trend. We're stable for the last 4 or 5 months, but we need to start to break up through that trend line before we can get really bullish on the US market, for the bond market. So my ratings then, you can see lots of green on the stock and gold markets, bullish on both short and long-term time frames. Oil, I've dropped my rating short-term to bearish. I'm a little concerned about that breakdown this week, but still long-term neutral. US dollar neutral on both time frames. Bitcoin back in the bullish camp as we made a nice little comeback this week, and bonds neutral on both time frames. All right, now we're going to take a look at the trade of the week, and this week I'm going to do that same stock we did at the top of the video, DFLI, but in this case we're going to look at it from a day trading perspective. The previous move was a multi-day move, and this time we can do that same analysis looking at a much shorter term time frame using those same action candle indicators. So there's a little action candle right there on a compression of volatility. I can draw a line across these tops and a line across these bottoms, and I've got that compression of volatility. This stock was abnormal, it was liquid, it had upward momentum, and then it broke from that low volatility right there as just another signal that came after many others earlier that this stock was likely to go higher. And it did, moving from 164-ish up to 228 before breaking the parabolic trend, which is a good sell signal. Anytime you get a trend that goes parabolic and you break that upward trend line, you're likely going to then move into a pullback. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's videos. Make sure you register for those free classes. They're coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, I would appreciate it if you would do that. And most importantly, trade well.